Witch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching another episode of Every Which Way. And this is a special episode for my fellow biz witches, for people that have their own online heart-centered business, because this interview features Holly Worton of Socially Holistic, and what Holly specializes in is working with heart-centered businesses and teaching heart-centered business owners how to navigate the whole world of social media, which I know many people have a hard time about. She also addresses how to put yourself out there when you are an introvert. And we have a little bit of Facebook conversation, which Facebook has kind of been a hot topic lately because they've switched to a pay-to-play format for businesses. So if you have your own heart-centered business, or if you are thinking of starting your own heart-centered business online, this is definitely the interview for you. So sit back and enjoy. Here she is, Holly Worton of Socially Holistic. Hi, Holly. Welcome to Every Which Way.
Hello, Joanna. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, it's fun to have you in the hot seat this time.
Very, very exciting. Thank you. I absolutely loved having you on my podcast, so it's so nice to be on your show now.
Yeah, well, it's really neat, too. I didn't know of your podcast before we spoke, and I did that interview, and I was really impressed with the quality of everything you are doing. You have a business called Socially Holistic, and it's so clean and so easy to understand. I'm a very all over the place rambling person, so I very much appreciate that clarity. Can you tell us a little bit about what Socially Holistic is all about?
Yes. Socially Holistic is a business I started last year. It's still very fresh. I work with women in heart-centered businesses, so coaches, holistic practitioners, people in the alternative healthcare industry, who want to build their online networks by using social media. So a lot of the people that I work with are maybe introverts, and they find that going out to traditional business networking groups just sucks the energy out of them. But yet they still need to market their business. So they find that social media is a much better way to do that. And plus, of course, it opens you up to an international audience.
Totally. So, are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Huge introvert.
Really?
Yeah, so I love public speaking, absolutely love it, but it takes me so long to kind of recover afterwards, and just, I need extra sleep the next day, and I need to kind of take everything down a few notches. So I'm actually speaking tomorrow night here in London, and I know that Wednesday I'm going to just be crashing.
Oh, how neat. What are you speaking about?
Social media.
Perfect. I love it. So how does social media serve, I call them biz witches, people that have, those heart-centered businesses, whether it's yoga or law of attraction or magic or any number of things that I consider under that umbrella. How would a person like that who is an introvert, how can they utilize social media without freaking themselves out?
I'm actually doing a webinar on that this month as well, because I find that so many women in heart-centered businesses, or biz witches as you call them, I love that term, are also often very private people. And a lot of the women that I work with don't actually even use social media for personal reasons, but they feel like they should use it for business because they've heard, it's so beneficial. So it's like a big stretch outside of their comfort zone to get on social media and start using it for their businesses. So that's one of the things that I work with people on, is just getting comfortable with being visible. But again, for me, the way I use social media is not just to market my stuff, but also as networking. So I use it to get in touch with other women in business all around the world, meet them, get to know them. And that's how I meet the women for my podcast, because I'm just always out there looking for interesting women to meet, and you just build relationships and partnerships and things like that. So it's really, really good for getting in touch with both your ideal clients and your ideal joint venture partners, people that you can just partner up with and help each other out.
Yeah, it's such an exciting time for women, I think. I think that the internet has served us the most. It's a lot of us that are moms that maybe have limited options career-wise. It's like, well, now you can have your career in your living room. And what I love about women is they want to connect with each other, and there's definitely, as much as we have a bad reputation for being catty or not getting along, my experience of women in social media who have their own businesses is they're highly collaborative and helpful, giving each other little tips and tricks and things like that.
Yeah, I find that so, so much. And it's one of the things that I love about social media and about networking with other women in business online, because, I know what you mean. Women have that reputation, but I think if you're careful about the kind of people that you connect with, and you're connecting with other heart-centered business owners who are really looking to just make a difference in the world and help other people, then that carries over into how they do business in every way. So,
Absolutely.
I don't know, I just find that there's so many women out there that are just very, very collaborative and just want to help other women in business as much as they want to help their ideal clients.
Definitely. And I'm a person who believes you have to share a piece of yourself nowadays. And so for someone that's introverted, let's say, then they're going to get on social media. Maybe they don't want to talk about their lives in a very personal way. How can they make that connection and find their tribe as opposed to just a bunch of numbers and likes on their page? How do they make a real connection with people and not feel like they're giving too much of themselves away?
I think that is such a good question, and I love what you said about the numbers and likes, because I am all about connecting with the right people and connecting with forming a quality tribe rather than focusing on the quantity of your likes and followers and everything. It's just, and it's so easy to target your connections on social media. I mean, you can just search for keywords of, women who are your ideal clients or ideal joint venture partners, and just search for the keywords that represent the kind of people that you want to connect with, and connect with only those people. I mean, if you're out there just trying to get likes and follows, then you're going to be attracting all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And especially if you've made the mistake of buying likes and follows, which I know some people still don't get that doesn't work.
It doesn't. It gives you a little ego boost in the moment, but you're not building anything really except for a little number on your screen.
Exactly. And you're not building connections that are really going to build into relationships. So to me, it's all about building relationships. I mean, social networks are just tools that I use to connect with people all over the world and get to know them and build relationships. So yeah, it's just all about searching for the right kind of people and then following them and liking their pages and commenting and getting to know them and reaching out with questions or comments or sharing their stuff and building relationships that way.
Definitely. I have a post coming out kind of in defense of Facebook, but because you are a social media expert, I would love your opinion on Facebook. And so many people, they're very upset with Facebook because they are making people that have fan pages or business pages, they're making you pay to show your own followers content. So what do you feel about that? You think that's fair? What's your take?
Such an excellent question. And I wrote a blog post about this a month ago. Because
oh, you did? Okay, all right.
So tired of people whining and complaining about this. I feel like we've just gotten free advertising and free marketing for so long, and I feel like that was our time for us to build our training wheels.
Yeah.
We got so much for free. I hope everyone took advantage of it, and if they didn't, well, I'm sorry. Now is the time when it's pay to play on Facebook.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do for free. I mean, you can definitely share, really useful, interesting, targeted content that your ideal clients are going to love. But yeah, you're probably going to have to make an investment. And if you invest the time in learning how to use Facebook ads properly, and again, target those ads to your ideal client base, then I think it can be really, really, really powerful. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because it's forcing us all to kind of step up to another level, learn some new skills, but it can be very, very effective.
Yeah.
And I think the good thing also is with Facebook ads, they've got a thing called, they've got the regular ads manager and they've got the power editor. And the power editor really allows you to target your ads very, very specifically to just your ideal clients. And this is so much more powerful than using the boost post. A lot of people are asking me, what is it? Can I just boost my post? Because it's so easy because you just click the button.
Yeah.
but that's not as powerful, and you're not going to get as good results. So yeah, it's easy because you just click that little button and then it, you know, does something and you get more reach. But it's not as targeted as actually going in and creating the ads. And yeah, you're going to have to learn how to do that well so that it's a good investment of your time and money, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, and you know what else it is? It's a great tool for gaining clarity, because if you're using the targeting, you really have to consider, like, who is my business avatar? Who am I talking to? Who am I serving? Where are they?
Yes.
It can really help, if you're not very clear on your message, it can help you get that clarity.
I love exactly what you just said, because I have an online social media course, and the first 3 weeks of the course are really foundation steps that we look at various different things before we actually go into talking about social media. And the first questions that we ask are, who are you and what makes you unique? So that you can stand out online and not be like everyone else.
Right.
Next, who are they? Who are your ideal clients? And where are they naturally spending time online? Because you've got to focus your efforts where they're already hanging out naturally. I know so many people try the cookie cutter approach to social media and say, okay, we've got to be on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, this, and that. And I'm so not like that. Like, to me, you need to know where you need to be and just focus on maybe 2 sites and get really, really focused on using those 2 sites and using them well and connecting with people on those 2 sites. Yeah. But if you try to be absolutely everywhere, you're going to burn out. You're not going to do anything well. You're going to drive yourself crazy, and you're just going to think social media just does not work.
Yeah.
But it's because you're not doing it the right way, because you're trying to do too much.
Totally. I have learned that by trial and error, actually. I love Pinterest for myself. It's entertaining. Twitter, I don't know. I've been on there for a while. I've had periods of putting a lot of energy into it, but it really only gets a click or 2 per post. I did not want to be on Facebook. I'm only on Facebook because I wanted to win a scholarship to Marie Forleo's B School, and you had to be on Facebook. So that, like, forced me on. And then I found I love it. That's how I've connected with my tribe. Every single day I'm there. That's where I put my energy. And I do occasionally tweet, but it hasn't paid off for me. Whereas I have a friend who's an author, and she's like, I love it. I totally have my tribe there. I love Twitter. So it might just depend on your business and your tribe.
It totally depends on your business, and it totally depends on your tribe. And that's why you can't just say, oh, well, this worked for someone else, so I'll just follow that and it'll work for me. It won't, because you've got a different business, you've got a different tribe, and you've really got to actually spend the time and look at which social media sites are right for you. And I know it's something a lot of people don't want to do. They want to just jump right in and do stuff. But, but no, you've got to, like, focus on where you need to be. Otherwise, you'll just be like shots in the dark,
Well, if people want to learn this, how can they take your course? What's it called?
Right, it's called Social Media the Heart-Centered Way.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
I like that.
And it used to be an 8-week course, but now it's an 8-module course, because I've actually expanded some of the modules a little bit. So it's a home study course, but I actually update it every year or so. And right now I'm going through and I'm updating the calls. So everyone that's signed on to the course in the past gets to revisit the calls live when I redo them.
Oh, neat.
So again, it's something you can sign up to on my website, which is sociallyholistic.com. And it's absolutely wonderful. I've got such a great group of women on the course this year, and I absolutely love working with them and helping them with social media. So it's just so exciting.
Yes, you have some great testimonials on that awesome website that I was talking about.
Thank you.
Such a nice website. You have something too, I wrote it down because I have a lot in my head. Sometimes I need to write it down. Shifting Fears.
Yes.
Psych K, am I saying that right?
Yes, you're saying that perfectly
right. Okay, what
right.
is that?
Okay, that is a brand new thing that I've just put on my website, and I've already gotten a new paying client with it without even marketing it. So
neat.
Clearly an interesting step for my business to be going. So the way Psych K works is it's a technique that I trained in last year for personal reasons. I wasn't even thinking about using it for my business. For shifting limiting beliefs, fears, blocks, stuff that may be holding you back from being more successful in your business. So I used it a lot with myself last year, just whenever I had fears of approaching people about joint ventures or being more visible online. And being visible online is what I'm all about, but still stuff comes up for me. Yeah. So after I trained, I would just make notes on which fears and things were coming up, and then I would shift these beliefs at the end of each workday. And then later I trained in the advanced level and learned all of these new ways to balance beliefs and things. And it was just mind-blowing and so powerful for me in my own business. And finally got to the point this year where I just thought, you know what, why am I keeping this to myself when I can be helping other people?
Cool.
So now what I'm doing is I'm kind of helping people with social media from the outside and from the inside as well. So teach them the practical skills in my course, but then I also do the one-to-one work with them if they have fears around visibility, fears around marketing, fears of, anything business related, or any kind of limiting beliefs that are blocking them from being more successful. So this part of the work is also really, really deeply satisfying to me because you get immediately results. And that's the kind of thing with social media, you don't get immediate results because you've got to build relationships with people. And you don't just meet someone and overnight you're best friends. It takes time. So yes, it's very powerful, but it's not immediate. And so it's so gratifying to me emotionally to have a session with someone and then within hours or, the next day get an email from them saying, oh my God, this, and this happened after our session, and it's amazing, and I totally feel like, this was as a direct result of the work that we did. So it's very nice, nicely gratifying for me.
Very cool. I think, for me, I often say online biz, it's a spiritual practice, and it's like an accelerated program. Even if you aren't a spiritual person, or you don't think you are, I think everybody is, but it's going to bring up your stuff. It's going to bring up all of your fears, all of your resistance. And it's so cool that you've incorporated that into your business now because it is business related. Those things, you can't separate the two.
No, you can't. And business is so perfect for just bringing up all that stuff to light.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you have a job, I'm sure some things come up too. But it's not like when you're self-employed. And when you're self-employed, especially if you're a solopreneur, it's just you, and it's all on you, and you're alone in your office, and all of this stuff comes to light, and it's just such a perfect opportunity to work on it, and just, bring that stuff out and just work on it, shift your beliefs, shift your fears, and move forward, not only in your business, but in your life, and grow as a human being. So
it's a whole other animal, too, when you were talking about visibility, like that being a component of having your own business now. You're not just in your hometown, you're putting yourself up publicly, even if you're not making videos, if you're just on social media, you're still perhaps waiting for, people to start throwing tomatoes at your head, or I think I get people asking me that a lot about you're so brave for making videos. How do you do it? Don't you get so many haters? And and I think that's just a common fear. And it is a reality on some levels too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But I think videos are such a perfect example because I knew the power of videos, knew I wanted to do videos. I've used videos with my clients and yet kept putting it off myself until just a couple of months ago, finally something clicked and I found the right way to do videos for me. And so now I'm just all into videos and I love them. So,
nice.
Yeah.
How did your inner introvert, what did she think about that? What did you do to leverage, and get her in front of a camera?
You know what it was? I was listening to a podcast episode by Natalie Sisson. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's the Suitcase Entrepreneur. Right. I love Natalie. Love her podcast. And she had said she was talking to someone about videos. And she said, Marie Forleo has these perfectly polished videos. Her hair is perfect. Her makeup's perfect. The lighting's perfect. Yeah. Everything is just so polished. And she said, that's not me. My videos are never going to be like that because I'm the Suitcase Entrepreneur. I'm on the road. I'm, out in the street. The wind's blowing in my hair. Maybe I'm wearing makeup, maybe I'm not. But it's my style. And she said, you've got to do business your way. And I don't know what happened, but something clicked for me. And I just thought, yeah, I've got to do videos my way. So if my way is not setting up a whole studio in my office, what is my way? I love going on walks out in nature. Love it. I'm constantly going on walks through the woods, through the countryside. So now I just take my iPhone, I've got a tripod, set it up, and I just do some videos while I'm getting my afternoon walk. So
beautiful. I love it.
It's been fabulous.
Yeah,
I love it too. And it's like I finally found what works for me. And it's just incorporating what I was already doing, but making videos out of it.
Yeah, it's so much, I think, about showing up where you are, starting with what you have, being authentic, all of that.
Yeah, and then just getting help with the fears to allow yourself to be authentic. Because like you said, I remember the first time I put a video up on YouTube was a couple of years ago. I did an interview with some authors of a book that I'd read on Pinterest and wanted to interview them. I put the videos up on YouTube and I disabled the comments because I was so afraid that someone would comment. And it was an interview about a book. Like, it wasn't even me talking about my personal stuff or opinions or anything. It was just so straightforward. But I was so afraid of the comments, I disabled them. Now I enable comments, but I totally get that fear because, sometimes people who aren't your ideal clients find you online and they don't get you because they're not right for you. Mm-hmm. And, so they make crazy comments because that's just what some people do. But I think it also comes from having that, I don't know, the confidence that the right people will get you, mm-hmm. and the people that don't get you aren't right for you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And just not being attached to that, not taking it personally.
Absolutely. And I'm a big believer in polarity. I think that polarizing people, having a very polarizing personality, maybe this is because I do, like in my real life, most people have a reaction. They really like me or think I'm really, really annoying. And I've just learned in life, and this applies to business too, just go where the people like you. That's your tribe, and it's a benefit in business. If people are having a really strong reaction to you, that means A, you're in your authenticity, probably, unless you're just being obnoxious for the sake of being obnoxious. And B, that means on the other end of that, there's going to be people that love you just as intensely. So it weeds out the unwanted, the riffraff, and makes the path clear for the ones you want to connect with.
Exactly. It lets them self-select. Mm-hmm. I like her, I don't like her. And it's just, it's that simple.
Yeah, and there's so many people on the internet that have heart-centered businesses. It's like, do we need another online tarot reader? And if we do, what's going to make you different than every other online tarot reader? You're just going to have to be yourself.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. And that was one of the things that drew me to you when I first came across your website. I don't remember how I came across your website, but I remember reading through it and being like, oh my God, this woman is awesome. I've never met her, but she totally expresses what I imagine to be her natural personality. Like, there's so much of you on your website. And that was what drew me to approach you about interviewing you for my podcast, because I love it when I find women who just really express themselves, who they are, mm-hmm. and their energy, and, just who they are on their website, because it's so in common. I think so many women just kind of water themselves down and they're just kind of beige yes. rather than, multicolored them. So I think that's a hugely important thing, and you do it very well on your website.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what I have found? That by flying my freak flag high, it has allowed other people to do so, and people, they share the funniest things with me, or the deepest things, but I think it gives people permission to be themselves when they see that you're showing up that way.
And that you survived, and that, you haven't been attacked.
Yes! I might have, a tomato stain somewhere around here, I don't know, but keep calm and carry on. So this is all amazing. I love, you truly are doing a holistic approach to business, so the name of your business is absolutely perfect. And for every interview, I always like to end by asking, what is your one kick-ass tip for creating the kick-ass life of your dreams? And can you direct that question to someone who wants to start their own online business?
Oh, what a fabulous question. Your business absolutely has to feel right for you. I mean, it's got to be aligned with your values and your beliefs and your goals in life, and it's just got to feel good. I had a previous business, as I often discuss on my website, in the hospitality industry, and it was something that, on the surface level was very heart-centered, but at a deeper level it wasn't. And I had a business partner at the time, and there was a lot of kind of conflict of interest, and it just did not feel good to me. And it truly pained me to leave that business because it was something that I'd started with him from the ground up. Mm-hmm. But I knew it was right for me because it didn't feel good. And so when I was looking to create something new, just on my own, that I could totally control and make it the way I wanted, it was very, very important for me to create a business that was not only helping other people, but that just enriched my soul. So just be true to yourself, stick to your values, stick to your gut instinct, and, don't listen to what all of the gurus tell you if it doesn't feel right for you. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the most important thing, because I've heard a lot of women have come to me and said, so-and-so marketing guru says this, but it just makes me feel really icky. And I say, well, if it feels really icky, then either it's bringing up stuff for you and you need to look at it, or it's just not the right tactic for you. So, yeah. Follow your heart and your gut.
Awesome advice. Thank you so much for talking to me today, Holly.
Thank you.
Let's tell people where to get to you. Sociallyholistic.com, is that?
Yep, that's it.
It's a great hub. It leads to everything. So.
Yes, it does. It leads to all of my social media profiles, and I'm on just about everything, so you can find me on social media as well, either through Socially Holistic or my own name, Holly Worton.
Okay, perfect. Great. Have an awesome day. Much love.
Thank you. All right. Thanks. Peace. You too. Bye.